Yeah, really important. I think you know, cricket's one of those games where it's can be not very rewarding at the best of times, and I certainly, in my own game, I feel like I've been improving and doing a lot of very good things, and sometimes they don't always come out and necessarily been recognised out in the middle. So look, I sit here and I'm bitterly disappointed that I wasn't able to go on and make a really big 100, but you know, it's certainly nice to be able to contribute to the team and make some runs. So yeah, I'll certainly take that with a lot of confidence. It's, you know, it's very pleasing.
What do you think you guys are going to declare 100, or what's the percentage around the
I think there's still 2 days to go, and I reckon they think they probably wouldn't like the most is rocking up tomorrow wanting the bowl. So I think there's certainly plenty of time left in the game. So I'm pretty confident that we'll keep batting, and you know, when that partnership ends, come out and hopefully be really disciplined and work hard to take 10 wickets. So yeah, that's certainly going to be our focus tomorrow.
I reckon Warner's going to claim some credit for turning you around. He said he had a session with you after the first innings. You give him any, and was it helpful to have him around?
Yeah, look, he's always quite helpful. Some of the boys might say I took one for the team and spent a bit of time with him, took him away from the group. But no, he's a great fella. He's scored a lot of test runs, and he's a guy that is worth sitting down and listening to about the game. And you know, it wasn't just about cricket we talked about. It was an array of topics that certainly came up, but you know, particularly regarding the game of cricket, I find him you know, sort of very freshening to listen to. He plays the game with you know, full of energy, with a lot of confidence, a lot of positivity, and I find that something that's really worth listening to and learning off to improve on for my own game. So if I can sit there and digest something he's got to say, then I'll listen to it. So he's been great for me, that's for sure.
Were there any sort of key points that you took away from the conversation?
Yeah, he's very particular with his preparation and things like that, and I am as well. And I think being able to just go out and out into the middle and express and play with that confidence and positivity, that's what he's able to do so well. And you know, while I feel like that's something that's developed slowly in my game over my whole career, it's something that I can continue to get better at as well. So yeah, I think they're the main things that I take away from spending time with Davey.
Cameron, when you came into the team for the start of the Ashes series, the Australian team had a run of quite a lot of batting collapses over a period of time. Steve Smith talked about it a lot. What do you think the team's been able to do since you came in to sort of avoid that? Even a day like today, you've only got 213, but sort of avoided those wickets in clumps.
I think experience comes to that a lot. Certainly a lot of the guys that would have been exposed to those times in the Australian team probably are playing in this game right now, and they've been able to play a lot more together, you know, accumulate games and experience, and I certainly believe that that's a big part of being able to move on, improve from things like that. So you know, it was nice in the first innings, you know, to see Mitch come out and play as well as he did, Sean as well, and obviously for the tail to be able to wag as well as it did as well is really important. And I know every single batter in our lineup from 1 to 11 takes pride, and when they get their opportunity out in the middle, they want to take the onus on themselves. So that's certainly a mentality that we hold in our team, and I think by doing so, it's able to create really good partnerships and obviously really good totals too.
You mentioned just before about talking to Davey and the confidence that he plays with and the freedom that he plays with. Do you think that's just something that's going to come for you with time at this level, maybe as it has done at others?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, I only became to get to this stage now, you know, playing first class cricket, Shield cricket, I didn't improve at that level until I'd played games. You know, like by accumulating those games, I was able to improve and get better. And you know, I'd like to think at this level I'm going to do exactly the same. You know, I'm a guy that's going to work hard and you know, figure out ways to improve. You know, all I want to do is get better and become the best player that Cameron Bancroft can be. And if every time I step onto the track, every time I step onto the field, I'm taking steps forward doing that, then I know that I'm going to have success. So that's certainly something that I have faith and belief in, that's for sure.
Cameron, when earlier in your career, when you made that Bangladesh team, and then things sort of fell away for you a bit, I remember you saying that perhaps you were guilty of trying too hard, perhaps being a bit too intense about things. I mean, is that something that you've always got to be conscious of, and has that been an issue over the last couple of months during the tail end of the Ashes?
No, not during the Ashes. I certainly think leading up to this game, I maybe sort of over-prepared a little bit. I know, going into that first innings, for example, I felt really confident in my game plans, really confident in the way I was hitting the ball, but I was almost ready to go about 2 days before the game, even went out to play. So that was a really good learning curve for me. And then, the last few days I've kept it pretty simple, pretty relaxed, and to be able to, I guess, go out and play how I did today. I'm not sure if that was a big reason. You could say it was because of the work that I put in, but they're parts of my game that I'm always improving and learning about. So you're right. It's definitely something that I have to be mindful of, that's for sure. But there's no doubt that you've got to be able to do the work in order to move forward and improve. So at some stage, when you need things to get better at, you need to put time and effort into it, and that's how you reap the rewards down the track. So that's certainly the way that I've always taken my cricket and my game.
Just with this game, how big a factor is Nathan Lyon going to be?
Yeah, he's going to be massive. Really, really important. There's a lot of rough that's starting to develop outside that off stump for the left-hand batter, but certainly with Mitchell Stark in our team and the abrasiveness of the wicket, it's going to, I think, create some rough patches outside the right-hand batter's area as well. So he's a world-class bowler, and he's going to be someone that's really, really important, and obviously showing a lot of discipline when we get that ball reverse swinging as well is going to be really important too.
Cameron, just on going back to the match situation, has any consideration been given to weather forecasts over the next 2 days?
I think the weather's pretty good for the next few days. I think the iPhone weather app the other day seemed to be positive, so I think I'll give some faith to that. But it's certainly the end of the days. It's got a little bit dark from the west. Is it the west? Is that the west?
Yeah.
The west. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So I grew up in Western Australia, so the sun rises on the other side. So I just get confused sometimes. But look. So I think we've got confidence the weather's going to hold up.
Graham, then Robbie, then last one.
You took a couple of catches at short leg in the first innings. How's that side of the game going?
Yeah, I really enjoy fielding there. I'd like to be the best at it in there. That's certainly a motivation that I take into training and things like that. It's a position where I feel like you can impact the game. It's very difficult. You've got to be sharp and have a bit of luck at times, but it's certainly a position that I embrace and really enjoy. So I got lucky in the first innings with a couple of chances, but hopefully a few more pop up and can contribute to the team taking a few wickets.
Robbie?
After that first innings dismissal, is there anyone else apart from David that you spoke to what's going on with cricket?
I think when you're sitting in the sheds for that long throughout the whole day, you're going to talk to a lot of people and sit and feel sorry for yourself for a little bit of time. So that process of I'll call it grieving after you've got out, but that process of grieving, you just digest your dismissal, you digest where you could have got better, and from there formulate some some actions to improve and then move on. Really, it's as simple as that. And that was the way I dealt with it. Probably spoke with a few people. I can't think of the top of my head who I did, but that's the way my mind works. And I'll give it that time, and then when it's time to move on and prepare and look forward to the next innings, that's that's what I'll focus on.
Last one.
Cameron, you seem to have the best of the pitch from batting today. And how did it change, do you think, after you got out, and what do you think it might do tomorrow?
I think it started to reverse swing a lot more. After when I got out, I think in probably the 5 overs before I got out, it was starting to go quite big, and I know for new batters starting their innings, that's very, very difficult to do. But I think the wickets just slowly deteriorated. Obviously, as the day's gone on, there's been a lot more bare patches starting to show up, and the ball's reverse swinging earlier and earlier because of that abrasiveness. So look, I think that's just been the case with the game and this pitch. I imagine it'll do no different. It'll just get more difficult and difficult to bat, and more difficult for new batters to start their innings. So that'll be something really important for us to be mindful of when we have the ball in our hand. You take a couple of quick wickets if there's a partnership, and for the next bloke coming in, it's going to be even more difficult. And that's certainly the way that we'll be planning our bowling.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. Cheers. Thank you.